All right, how's it going? I feel like I haven't done one of these in ages, probably because I haven't actually done one of these in ages. So, forgive me if I'm a little bit rusty and out of practice. I'm also caught in between two screens here because I'm live on Instagram here, live on Facebook and YouTube here. So, I'm gonna try to be clever and see if I can do this. So, for any of you guys who are coming on, can you let me know that you can hear me because I'm using multiple setups here for the audio, and I want to make sure that you guys can hear me before yeah I start and get into this. So just give me a thumbs up or a comment. Just let me know so that yeah I'm not talking into the ether. And yeah, today I wanted to just have a talk about stretching. Why it's not enough. It's only one part of the puzzle, and that yeah, what you need to do instead, and basically strength work. But again, more specifically than that, and give you examples, particularly on the hips and pelvis, why that's so important. So yeah, like I said, any of you guys who are tuning in live, just give me a thumbs up or a comment or anything like that, so we can, like I said, make sure that I can hear you and that we're all up and running. Although everything says that it is on my end, so should be good. Right, cool. Let's get this going. So as I said, as is written in the caption, my stretching isn't enough, and this is something that has came up during the week with a client of mine, a new client of mine from the Bulletproof Back program, and he's just been told to do loads and loads of um, glute stretches for his lower back issues. Now, doesn't so what doing loads of glute stretches, yeah, that's fine, and there's no doubt that his glutes are really tight, but you kind of have to take a little bit step forward. And like I said, I'm just going to give you just some kind of general generic overviews and examples here, just to show you where my logic is at. So first of all, glutes are a generic or a very vague and general term because we have three main glute muscles and all do very, very different jobs. So to just as a throwaway comment to say stretch your glutes, it's not very helpful because each of the three of them, like I said, they have different insertion points, different attachment points, and they line up differently. Pull on the femur and on the hip in different movements. So you can't you can't stretch them all with certain stretches, but if you're going to be even more specific, then you want more specific stretches. So for example, the glute max, big chunky one on the right, it runs down to the side on the outside of the hip. Its main job is to extend your leg behind. So this is your back leg. It's designed to kick the leg backwards like so. The glute med tends to sit on the side here, kind of like a triangular muscle, and it tends to pull the leg out to the side. Again, any physios or any biomechanic nerds online here, they're going to probably start slating me. These are very general terms that I'm using because I just want to give an overview. But the main role of the glute med is to adduct the leg away from the pelvis here, out to the side. And then the glute minimus, which runs laterally, runs around. So its main role is to again externally rotate. No, that's not. I can't really do that too much in here, so it's going to externally rotate the femur backwards like so. So you can see each of the glutes do different jobs, and to just be told to stretch them isn't enough. Now, to counterbalance that, you need to do some strength work. And first of all, you've got to ask yourself, why are the glutes tight in the first place? And that's usually because there's a weakness somewhere else. Anything that's tight will be more than likely overworking, and when something overworks is because something else underworks. So let's take the glute med, for example, or maybe the performance, but technically it's not a glute muscle. Again, they run laterally across the hip, they attach into the back here, just on the cut or the SI joint, and attach it to the top of the finger, great anchor. And its main role is to externally rotate like this. Okay. Now, if you're doing loads of release work with a ball or things with glute stretches, pigeon stretches, all these things, then that's fine. That's definitely going to give some relief, but usually it tends to be short-term relief. What's going to happen pretty soon afterwards is that you do all these internally rotated stretches, so you externally rotate the back, and they then just kind of shorten up and end up where they first started. So you kind of end up on this hamster wheel of never actually getting anywhere, because what we've not done is counterbalance that with some internal rotation strength work, like so, and nothing stays, or everything stays the same, nothing actually changes, because you've not given the body any reason to come back into a position where it should be. So in this case, like you said, so really tight across the piriformis, the minimus here, right across the back. You do all these stretches, and then what the smart thing would be to do some strength work from internal rotation and flexion, these types of movements, so that the adductors or the abductors on the inside of the thigh become strong enough to hold them where you need to be on the hip socket in general, because when, like I said, when something's overworked, it means something else is underworked. So in this instance, it's probably the TFL on the front here, like I said, the abductors here that are attached to the bottom underneath the pelvis. So stretching and just doing some random stretches before and after your workout aren't really long-term strategies to help relieve your pain, because, like you said, you're going to be on that hamster wheel of constantly stretching, feeling a bit short-term better, back to where you can, stretching where you feeling a little bit better, back where you can, so on and so forth. So you need to really have an extra step in there, and that is strength work, and that is really, really important, because, like you said, nothing's going to get better. You're just going to stay on the hamster wheel. So a lot of people actually even say that you don't even need to do stretching work at all. Now, I'm not necessarily on board with that, but a lot of people will say just do the strength work, and that is more than enough to balance the body and reduce the injuries. Now, there's going to be some merit in that for sure. Whether it's quicker or not, who knows? Don't know. I'm not overly sold on that, because there is benefits to stretching, and as well, like I said, in this scenario with the internal and external rotation here, when you do that stretching or maybe that release work or some foam rolling or anything like that, what you'll notice is that you pretty much get an instant form of pain relief, which is great, and an instant form of an increased range of movement. Now, that's a great thing, because that will then allow us, these internal rotators, to get an even bigger range of movement and start firing up even more and get even stronger. So that's a great position to be in. So in this, so we're easing off on the tight ones, but working then the weak ones, and we start bringing that balance back a whole lot quicker, rather than ending up in I guess in a kind of a tug of war type situation, where you're just trying to strengthen the internal rotators, but the external rotators are really shortened up, and they're just going to fight back. So this is where the stretching is really helpful and really, really important, because there is a huge amount of benefit from it. You just need to, again, have more tools in the toolbox, rather than just doing one and using that over and over and over again, because, like you said, you end up on that hamster wheel and it doesn't really get you. So yeah, overall, like you said, stretching certainly has its benefits. It can feel great physically, mentally, and all the rest. But in terms of long-term, keeping long-term mobility and actually progressing you, it's not the sole answer you think it might be. It's actually just one part of the puzzle that you need to counterbalance with some other strength work. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or you're catching this up on afterwards or you're a little bit behind the live stream, feel free to drop me any questions, queries, comments. Love to hear from you and talk to you. All right, take care. Bye.